Hey guys, welcome back to Phil Plays TCG. We are continuing on the hype train of the Fusion World content with a tier list video. I know, right? Phil, why are you doing a tier list? The game isn't even officially out yet. So, I made a tier list about maybe a month or so ago talking about what my predictions were going to be for the first meta of Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. And this was based off before we saw really any cards. Like, we may have seen a couple at the time, but this is heavily, just speculative based on the leader abilities only, and that was pretty much it. Now, of course, we have all the new content out. Sorry, we have all the new cards revealed. We know what's coming out. All the super rares, the secret rares, all the support for in-game archetypes, and that list is very different. So I thought I would go through here and kind of talk about what I believe now are going to be the competitive tier listings for each of the 12 leaders we are going to be getting in the first set. 4 leaders are starter deck, of course, and then the remainder are going to be the leaders we get in the actual set. So, without further ado, let's get started. Remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button. We are on our way to 800 subs, and I would really appreciate your support. And let me know in the comments down below what deck you are going to be playing in this first set, and what deck do you think is going to be the absolute best deck? Let me know in the comments. All right, so my tiers for this are going to be tournament winners, which are going to be leaders that easily can win, are easily going to be the ones that could win, full regionals, tournaments, and all that fun stuff. Next, we have top cuts, basically decks that are going to be in the top 8, top 16, but it's going to be a bit harder for them to get to the winner spot. Next, we have locals, which are decks that can do pretty well at the local scene. Then we have playable, which they're playable, but just not great. Which, I mean, you could also use that under locals, but eh. And finally, not it. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put starter deck Red Goku in not it. This leader was interesting, but out of the 4 starter decks, I genuinely believe it was the worst one. And then with the reveals of the other 2 red leaders for set 1, it has now officially been confirmed as the worst red leader and probably the worst leader in the set here. Now, just in general as of right now. Now, you could say that you could make an argument that it has some benefits here, but when you compare it to Red Goku, it's just like the Red U7 Goku. I mean, the differences are just so astronomical. It's just not it. Speaking of Red U7 Goku, we'll just go ahead and put him up in tournament winners. This deck has the idea of going wide, playing low to the ground cards that get a 5k boost when your leader is awakened. So your 20Ks are swinging for 25. Your 15s are swinging for 20, which now become, like, the 15 was lethal on the front side, now they become 20 to become lethal on the backside of for your opponent's backside leader as well. So your cards are all gonna get that instant buff. There's so many amazing cards in red that all have the Universe 7 tag. It's just, red has the second best removal in the game, with the ability to go wide, access to critical, which is an amazing skill in this early game. Easily, Red U7 Goku is going to be in the top, and I believe that was still one of the cards in my previous list. Fairly positive that was still one of the top leaders. Next, we have blue Star Deck Vegeta. This is a tough one. I think, honestly, he could go in either one, top cut or local, because... So I'm going to put him in... Oh, this is actually a tough one. I've played a lot of Starter Deck Vegeta. I think blue in general is a good spot to be like a rogue contender, but with Vegeta being the leader, I think locals is fine. I think that the ability to instantly go to a 35k body if you have 7 or less cards in hand is amazing. It does help Blue's inability to take down really big boss monsters without using some of their extra cards. But that buff sometimes just isn't enough. So I think Vegeta is going to be a decent character into the local scene. Next, we have Green Star deck Broly, and I'm going to go ahead and just put Broly into Top Cut. Green in general is just great. Green, all 3 green leaders are amazing. Broly is probably just the least viable one. Sorry, the least of the 3. Least of the 3 great leaders. It's just not, tournament winner tier. Broly just having that extra 5k buff is pretty insane. Green's access to being able to ramp, KO things, KO things very easily while playing big bodies, while having the ability to defend incredibly well with things like Gigantic Meteor. It's insane. Broly may lose his draw ability on the backside, but he does get that ability to buff himself by 5k, becoming a 30k by trashing an energy, which you'll have plenty of. Frieza, I'm going to go ahead and throw him in Top Cut as well. Frieza is, in my opinion, the best yellow leader. Its ability is just incredibly generic, but great. Being able to restand 2 battle cards, just yellow battle cards in general. They don't have to be Frieza Clan, Frieza Army, whatever. They don't have to be those. It's just any yellow battle card. Frieza, in the Star Deck meta, he's the best. Hands down. So him being in Top Cut, I think, is going to be pretty common because of his leader ability. The problem is Yellow did not get a lot of amazing tech cards, so a lot of Yellow's best cards are already in the starter deck. But Yellow's ability to manage the board is incredibly threatening. So I think he will, and if we're going to put any Yellow leader anywhere near the top, it's going to be Frieza. Next, we have Yellow Cooler. I'm going to throw him down into Playable. He's okay, but when you compare Cooler's ability to Frieza's, it's just night and day difference. Frieza can untap 2 battle cards for free, while Cooler has to discard a card in order to untap one thing, a battle card or an energy. Yeah, sure, you have an access to the energy to untap, but I mean, Cooler also has access to a lot of the same cards that Frieza does. Frieza just makes use of them better. So I think Cooler is just going to sit nice and pretty and be playable. Trunks, I'm going to throw Trunks into Top Cut. I think Trunks is very good. It is a very good leader when it comes down to resource management, being able to recur. That's what Blue's best at in this game is recursion, being able to grab cards from the trash. You constantly want to be under that 7 cards in hand, so you're comboing a lot. Blue has access to a lot of great extra cards, which can help remove board, but Blue has so many really awesome loops, like infinite loops and combos. I think a smart player piloting Trunks is going to do well. I don't feel like he's, obviously winner material, but like Trunks is definitely up there. Also, I probably should mention, I am not putting these in any particular order. I'm just going to throw them all in here. That might change at the end of the video. Goku Black, we're going to throw him down into Playable. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying there are some amazing, really sketchy combos you can do with Goku Black's front side being a critical leader. Like I said, the infinite loops in the deck with involving the 1-drop Peel-Off and Final Hope Slash. There was a guy saying that he absolutely destroys people on the online, playtesting the deck because he was able to constantly loop cards and do these huge high-value combos on the front side of Goku Black. Being a crit leader, obviously high-value combos on a crit leader, your opponent's never going to get life to their hand. It does drain them of resources a bit. But the Goku Black archetype alone is not good. The boss monster is pretty good. The rest of the Goku Black cards are just not good. So, you could make a... maybe he's good into locals. Because of that combo. Because of the generic good blue stuff and the infinite loop combos, that is why Goku Black is dangerous. But if it wasn't for those, Goku Black would be barely playable. It is upsetting, as I am a fan of Goku Black. but he is definitely low locals tier. Let's go play him under locals as well. The deck has to be so heavily focused on Ginyu Force that you don't have a lot of options and room for generic good yellow stuff. So because of that, you're stuck playing an archetype that just doesn't give you a lot of freedom and flexibility. I'm not saying the archetype is bad, but I'm just gonna say, like, I don't think Ginyu's gonna be nearly as playable or as good as, say, just generically good yellow Frieza is, for example. But I'm open to being surprised. Green Gohan, throw him right up there in the winners. Like I said before, green, in my opinion, is the best color in this set. We're just going to also throw androids up there as well. So, reason why green androids and green Gohan are up there, like I said, green is just the best color in the game because it has ramp, consistent ramp, whether it's you're playing with Saiyans or androids. You have amazing defensive cards. You have cards that gain you life, and then you have all three leaders have the ability to buff themselves. So, androids has the ability, once you have 6 or more energy, you have the ability to buff your leader to 30k on your turn. Gohan has the ability of trashing out energy. You can give yourself an additional 15k boost to 35. Just like I said with Broly, he can buff himself to 30k. It's just insane. The amount of cards that green has, like the Vegeta that once per turn, on play, ramps an energy from your discard pile. It once per turn can KO at 2 costs or less, and it can swing 20k into a leader or a character. Provides so much value on top of the 3 cost extra card, which I cannot remember what it's called. Maybe it is Gigantic Meteor, I'm not sure, but it lets you ramp a card. Sure, it's a whole turn, but you're ramping regardless. Androids, you have Dr. Zero's Lab that helps you ramp cards, as well as great battle cards like the 6 cost Android cards. Android 17-18 card that KOs 2 4 costs or less. Plus, you have a 35k double strike. I think it's 35. 30 or 35k double striker. Insane value. Green is definitely going to be, in my opinion, the best color in the format. Let's probably put Goku behind Gohan. I think he's a little bit better than androids, but I think Gohan is still like the best leader. And then finally, Beerus. I say, oh man, it's a tough one. Beerus is a critical on his front side, which is very dangerous. But red does want to draw more cards. So I think I'm going to put Beerus down into locals. Ugh, man, I don't know. That's actually a tough one. I think, because his ability to minus something is pretty great. You know, with a lot of the great red cards we got, I'm just going to go throw it into top cut. I think it is going to be definitely low top cut. Let's see here. I think this actually is not bad. Maybe put Trunks a little above Frieza. Definitely Vegeta's better than Goku Black. Not sure if those wouldn't really need to be swapped around, and then obviously not it. So this is what I think is going to be my new updated tier video, talking about what I believe is going to be the best leaders in the the first format of Dragon Ball Fusion World. I hope I gave enough of a reasoning why I'm choosing to put them where they are. There is argument to say to even put Broly up into winners just because it's green and it's Broly. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know what you think about my decisions and my choices about my tier list in the comments down below. Like I said, thank you so much for every single person that has helped me get to 700 subs. I think at the time we're making this, we're at 730, around there. So if we can make it to 800 by the end of February, that would be fantastic. I really appreciate any and all support. Once again, thank you guys so much, and I'll check you out on the next video. Take care, guys.